So, this video is a little bit of a test now, because, well, I want it to be. As I was saying, this video is now a test, because I had recorded audio the first time, and then I hit the spacebar, and it turns out that that iMovie doesn't like when you do that. So now that this video is starting, and I'm here, the Nautilus is here, this video is a test to see if anyone out there really even cares about my videos. I could literally talk about anything, and no one would give a rat's ass. Which is fine. Which is absolutely okay, because then it lowers my expectations tremendously. So what I'm going to do for today's video, I was doing something kind of fun before, but now I'm going to be doing something kind of boring. Because if there's no one here to be bored by it, no one's going to care. I'm on Wikipedia, and I'm going to read everything there is to know about the planet Saturn. And if you're here for the video and you think it's just going to be a fun time watching Minecraft, son, can I call you son? Yeah, another thing coming, bucko. You are now trapped into a Wikipedia reading. You didn't want this, but, you know, you should have subscribed when you had the chance. Otherwise, I wouldn't be forced to do stuff like this. You wouldn't be forced to watch really sped up old school Minecraft footage from a MacBook that's older than you probably are right now. But you're now here in my video, and I have complete control, autonomous control of this environment. And you're going to be listening to me talk about Saturn. And, well, strap in, baby. It's going to be a fun one. I promise you that. So, if you don't want stuff like this to happen anymore, if you want me to give you actual good content, you're going to need to subscribe, hit that bell, share this video, smash that like button a billion gajillion times. Make me well known on here, and I'll actually give you the content you're looking for. Because it's late, and I don't care. Saturn is the 6th planet from the Sun, and the 2nd largest in the solar system after Jupiter. It is a gas giant with an average radius of about 9 times that of Earth. It only has 1/8 the average density of Earth. However, with its larger volume, Saturn is over 95 times more massive. Saturn is named after the Roman god of wealth and agriculture. Its astronomical symbol represents the god's sickle. So, let's talk about Saturn here. This is going to be some exciting stuff. All you science nerds out there, all you science and planet geeks out there, you're going to enjoy this. You know, if anyone pays attention. This is a test to see if anyone is going to be paying attention. I guarantee you no one. I guarantee you it ain't going to stinking happen. Because, you know, I'm just that sure of it. That's why I'm doing this experiment in the first place. If people were really paying attention, well, I'd have more views, and subscribers would actually retain the information coming to them. Who knows? But let's continue. Saturn's interior is most likely composed of a core of iron, nickel, and rock, silicon, and oxygen compounds. Its core is surrounded by a deep layer of metallic hydrogen, an intermediate layer of liquid hydrogen, and liquid helium, and finally a gaseous outer layer. Saturn has a pale yellow hue due to ammonia crystals in its upper atmosphere. An electrical current within the metallic hydrogen layer is thought to give rise to Saturn's planetary magnetic field, which is weaker than the Earth's, but has a magnetic moment 580 times that of Earth due to Saturn's larger size. Interesting stuff. You should have subscribed when you had the chance, otherwise you wouldn't be so bored. Saturn's magnetic field strength is around 1/20th of Jupiter's. The outer atmosphere is generally bland and lacking in contrast, although long-lived features can appear. Wind speeds on Saturn can reach 1,800 kilometers an hour for you guys over on the other side of the pond there, or for everyone here in America, 1,100 miles an hour, or 500 meters a second. Higher than on Jupiter, but not as high as those on Neptune. Interesting stuff. In January 2019, astronomers reported that a day on the planet Saturn has been determined to be 10 hours, 33 minutes, 38 seconds, plus or minus 1 minute 52 seconds, or 1 minute 19 seconds, based on studies of the planet's sea ring. Oh, interesting content. Subscribe so you don't have to hear more of this. I say this a lot. Better buckle in. The planet's most famous feature is its prominent ring system, which is composed mostly of ice particles, with a smaller amount of rocky debris and dust. At least 82 moons are known to orbit Saturn, of which 53 are officially named. This does not include the hundreds of moonlets in its rings. Titan, Saturn's largest moon and the second largest in the solar system, is larger than the planet Mercury, although less massive, and is the only moon in the solar system to have a substantial atmosphere. How about them physical characteristics? Look at the physical characteristics. I'm actually having a good time doing this right now. I'm sure you guys are bored out of your stinking minds right now. But at this moment, me being the one in charge of this YouTube channel, I don't even care. I hope you guys are prepared for that. I hope you guys are prepared for many videos like this until, you know, I get what I rightfully deserve, which is the throne of YouTube. I'll get it one day. Probably not in this life or the next one. I probably won't even get it until the sun sets. Will the sun ever set for me? Who knows? Let's find out. Let's look at a planet that surrounds our sun. Isn't that interesting stuff? Saturn is a gas giant because it is predominantly composed of hydrogen and helium. It lacks a definitive surface, though it may have a solid core. Saturn's rotation causes it to have a shape of an oblate spheroid, that is, it is flattened at the poles and bulges at its equator. Right? Its equatorial and polar radii differ by almost 10%. 60,000 kilometers versus 54,000 kilometers. There were other numbers attached to the kilometers, but I didn't feel like reading them. Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune, Uranus, the other giant planets in the solar system are also oblate, but to a lesser extent. The combination of the bulge and rotation means that the effective surface gravity along the equator, 8.96 meters per second squared, is 74% that at the poles and is lower than the surface gravity of Earth. However, the equatorial escape velocity of nearly 36 kilometers a second is much higher than that of Earth. Vsauce, Michael here. Subscribe already, for the love of God. Subscribe, click the bell, do all this stuff. Make this video be well known so I will never have to do this again and will only give you really fun, entertaining content. This is your choice. Choose wisely. Excuse me. Saturn is the only planet of the solar system that is less dense than water, about 30% less. Although Saturn's core is considerably denser than water, the average specific density of the planet is 0.69 grams per cubic centimeter. Due to the atmosphere, Jupiter has 318 times Earth's mass, and Saturn is 95 times Earth's mass. Together, Jupiter and Saturn hold 92% of the total planetary mass in the solar system. Interesting fact. So interesting and not boring at all. Like totally necessary information that you can only use if you're going to school. If there's any college students listening to this, you're welcome. You now know everything you need to know about Saturn, except for what I forgot to mention right here because I'm not done talking. Despite consisting mostly of hydrogen and helium, most of Saturn's mass is not in the gas phase because hydrogen becomes a non-ideal liquid when the density is above 0.01 grams per cubic centimeter. Grams per cubic centimeter. Fun stuff. Which is reached at a radius containing 99.9% of Saturn's mass. The temperature, pressure, and density inside Saturn all rise steadily toward the core, which causes hydrogen to be a metal in the deeper layers. Oh, so fascinating. To be brutally honest, Saturn is my favorite planet, and that's why I chose this. Don't bully me, please. Standard planetary models suggest that the interior of Saturn is similar to that of Jupiter, having a small rocky core surrounded by hydrogen and helium, with trace amounts of various volatiles. As in, you wouldn't be able to land on it because you would be destroyed. This core is similar in composition to Earth, but is more dense. The examination of Saturn's gravitational moment, in combination with physical models of the interior, has allowed constraints to be placed on the mass of Saturn's core. In 2004, Scientists estimated that the core must be 9 to 22 times the mass of Earth, which corresponds to a diameter of about 25,000 kilometers. This is surrounded by a thicker liquid metallic hydrogen layer, followed by a liquid layer of helium-saturated molecular hydrogen that gradually transitions to a gas with increasing altitude. I am so fascinated by this, and I hope you guys are too. By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? Subscribe. End the torment, the misery, the pain. You only have yourselves to blame. And that's lame. Okay. The outermost layer spans 1,000 kilometers and consists of gas. Saturn has a hot interior, reaching 11,700 degrees Celsius at its core, so you wouldn't be able to stand at the core. That sucks. And it radiates 2.5 times more energy into space than it receives from the sun. Interesting. Jupiter's thermal energy is generated by the Kelvin-Helmholtz mechanism of slow gravitational compression. I'm sure you guys already knew that. But such a process alone may not be sufficient to explain heat production for Saturn, because it is less massive. An alternative or additional mechanism may be generation of heat through the raining out of droplets of helium deep in Saturn's interior. Man, if I didn't know that already, I know it now. And so do you. Man. As the droplets descend through the lower density hydrogen, the process releases heat by friction and leaves Saturn's outer layers depleted of helium. These descending droplets may have accumulated into a helium shell surrounding the core. Rainfalls of diamonds have been suggested to occur within Saturn. Ooh, diamonds are a girl's best friend. As well as in Jupiter, and ice giants Uranus, and Neptune. Let's see here. The outer atmosphere of Saturn, subscribe to my channel, contains 96.3% molecular hydrogen and 3.25% helium by volume. Subscribe to my channel. The proportion of helium is significantly deficient compared to the abundance of this element in the Sun. Make sure to subscribe so you don't have to hear this anymore. The quantity of elements heavier than helium, metallicity, is not known precisely, but the proportions are assumed to match the primordial abundances from the formation of the solar system. Ooh, I remember those moments. I was there when that happened. The total mass of these heavier elements is estimated to be 19 to 31 times the mass of the Earth, with a significant fraction located in Saturn's core region. You know what else is a core region of YouTube? When a person subscribes to your YouTube channel, so you don't have to read shit from Wikipedia. Have I gotten it through your head yet? No? Alright, I'll keep going. This is all your fault, guys. This is also my subscribers' fault. I have 110 people sub to me, and they're not doing jack rabbit about it. Oh, I like that. They ain't doing jack rabbit about nothing. I like that. I like that. Trace amounts of ammonia, acetylene, ethane, propane, phosphine, and methane have been detected in Saturn's atmosphere. I nailed those. I nailed those on the first try. Boom. Shakalaka. Shakalaka, boom, boom. The upper clouds are composed of ammonia crystals, while the lower level clouds appear to consist of either ammonium hydrosulfide or water. Ultraviolet radiation from the sun causes methane photolysis in the upper atmosphere, leading to a series of hydrocarbon chemical reactions, with the resulting products being carried downward by eddies and diffusion. This photochemical cycle is modulated by Saturn's annual seasonal cycle. Subscribe to my channel so you never have to hear that again. I think I've said subscribe to my channel a few times now. And if you haven't already, I'll just have to keep saying it. This is punishment for you guys not supporting me. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, it's just, do you want to keep hearing about Saturn? I'm going to go through every single planet. I just started with Saturn. This is going to happen for every Minecraft video. I'm going to go through every planet that I possibly can and just keep reading stuff about these planets. If it pushes you guys to help support me, I will do whatever it takes to get that support. Drinking iced tea. Asthma. This is now an asthma. Hold on. Let me get my setup here again. Sorry about that. was trying to get all fancy with it. Okay. Never mind. Let's continue. Where was I here? Okay. Subscribe to my channel. Saturn's atmosphere exhibits a banded pattern similar to Jupiter's, but Saturn's bands are much fainter and are much wider near the equator. The nomenclature used to describe these bands is the same as on Jupiter. Saturn's finer clouds, cloud patterns were not observed until the flybys of the Voyager spacecraft during the 1980s. Ooh, interesting factoid. Since then, Earth-based telescopy. Oh boy. I got hiccups now. This is gonna be fun. There we go. Has improved to the point where irregular observations can be made. Narrator voice back again. The composition of the clouds varies with depth and increasing pressure, and the upper cloud layers, with the temperature in the range 100 to 160 Kelvin, and pressures extending between 0.5 to 2 bar, don't know what that means, and I'm not going to look it up. The clouds consist of ammonia ice. Water ice clouds begin at a level where the pressure is about 2.5 bar, and extend down to 9.5 bar, where temperatures range from 185 to 270 Kelvin. Toasty. Intermixed in this layer is a band of ammonium hydrosulfide ice, lying in the pressure range 3 to 6 bar with temperatures of 190 to 235 Kelvin. God damn! That's an impressive factoid-delicious. Finally, the lower layers, where pressure are between 10 to 20 bar and temperatures are 270 to 330 Kelvin, contains a region of water droplets with ammonia in aqueous solution. Oh boy, if you haven't subscribed yet, you guys are missing out. I don't do this in my videos where you people are subscribed to me. You're clicking that bell. I'm usually talking about my actual story. I'm reading nice, funny jokes. I'm doing stuff that you guys are gonna enjoy, you know? So why don't you help me out? I don't have to keep reading this. I'm doing this because I'm left with no choice. You've put me in this position here. Like I said, you've left me with no choice. And I was going to finish out the video with the rest of the facts on Saturn, but it cut out a little early, and I didn't like that. So instead, I'm just going to talk to you guys and tell you guys that if you're not subscribed, once again, I've said it more times than I need to. In fact, I've probably said it more than any YouTuber ever, so there's probably a record in there somewhere. You know, help me out, guys. Support me in everything I do. I don't have to do this. I have a full-time job. I am doing this because as a creative person, I want my work to be seen by the world. I have the ability to do whatever I want, and so do you. But subscribing will give you a chance to do something so cool. So please, consider subscribing for my sake. For the sake of the world. Your love means more to me than you know. The Nautilus is, and will always be, here for you, and out.